I ever tell you boys about the time I was lost in the Congo, became a living god for a few
콩고에서?
days? Seriously, it's a good one.
하기는
And it's true.
누가 봐도 그런데
Entirely
이거는.
true. Many years ago, I was selling
아프리카
camping
동부에서
supplies in East Africa. My lord, it was wild. Massive boys.
아니야 엉클 얘기가 더 재밌을 거야. 3m?
Some even bigger.
너무 굴한데?
We was riding down the river, you know, when suddenly
하마나 코뿔소한테
in
잡아먹힌다.
the flames. The rest of the crew, they was eaten by hippopotamuses and rhinoceroses. I survived, you know. I got taken to a village in the trees. They'd never seen a white man before, and as luck would have it, they had a witch doctor made a
마녀
prophecy
치료사가
that
예언은 남겼다.
God would turn up, floating on the river, white as a cloud.
오케이.
So they made me a god, and it was fun for a few weeks.
진짜 대도 안 된 소리 샀네.
Then they tried to marry me off to the chief's
결혼하고 그냥
daughter.
살지 와.
Either that or sacrifice me to another god. When I said I'm not the marrying kind, they wanted to kill me and feed me to their pigs. Well, I ran away and, well, I spent weeks in the jungle, gorging off giant cockroaches. Oh, God.
이거 너무 굴하다. 아무리 그래도 그렇지.
True story.
아무도 안 믿잖아 지금. 히어스는 믿나? 설마?
You was in Africa?
I've lived many a life, young Morgan.
In your mind, maybe.
He was nice, yes?
스트라우스.
You know, I never came to America until I was a man. Well, 17.
17살이 성인이야?
We grew up quick in Vienna.
오스트리아 빈. 좋은 데서 살았네.
Too quick. By the age of 12, my brother was beating night watchmen so he could steal some bread for us. My little sister Anna, she was sold into servitude by father at the age of 9.
9살에
He cried so much the day she left. Me, I had health problems, so I got sent with my uncle on the boat to the New World. Oh, they imagine that Brooklyn fog is better for a child's lungs than good Viennese smoke. We sail into the Hudson. The whole city is on fire because of riots due to the war. I believe I have arrived literally in hell. My uncle is so horrified, he promptly drops down dead. And I am all alone in the New World. How strange fate is.
He was raised a slave. He taught all the kids how to read. A good old-fashioned house nigga, they called him. But he was beaten just the same. Now, it wasn't the master of the house, who my father loved, in a way, but his brother, whom my father hated with an almighty passion. He'd beat the slaves almost nightly. Whip them. Rape them. One night, my father was getting a whooping for the crime of being born by this horrible bastard when his sister-in-law, the master's wife, walks in. Now, fearing for my father's life, she told her brother-in-law to stop. Well, not only did he not stop, he beat her too. Next day, his brother, the master, shot him dead. The whole plantation cheered. The master gave my father his dead brother's watch and told him as he did so, time will catch up with us all.
지나간 시간은 우리를 놓아주지
A year
않는다.
later, he set them free and hanged himself the very next night. My father gave me that watch. Beautiful, big pocket watch it was. And now I've gone and lost it fleeing Blackwater. When I get some spare money, I'm gonna buy myself another one to honor both my father and them folks that saved his life.
Real shame about them calendar boys, I reckon.
Sure.
You know, I once saw Mac beat up 15
Oh.
sailors.
진짜?
That ain't nothing. Everybody knows them Navy boys can't fight.
은근히 피어슨 까는데.
That's why they float.
Oh, that's so.
Sure. That ain't nothing.
구라
I
쥐어있네.
once beat up 20.
Okay.
But, I'm gonna miss Mac. He was a good man. Kind of fellow you like to rob alongside, you
Yeah.
know? Heartless son of a bitch. But he had a heart.
How are you?
That makes any sense.
I know what you mean. R.I.P., Mac.
Always.
Hey, boy.
Why don't you go back?
I'm too old for that business. Far too old. Once you fought real monsters and got away alive, you head back to land and you count your blessings, sir.
Monsters?
Monsters.
Whales.
Whales. Whales are like kittens. You stick them with a harpoon, and you scoop them up and you head home and you act tough. That's easy. No. Real monsters.
인마 또 구라치네.
Sharks.
Sardines.
정어리?
Sardines. That's ridiculous.
정어리가 뭐야?
Sardines. Any real seagoer will tell you. Boys hunt whales. Men hunt sardines. It's not the size. It's the number.
이건 구라 아닌 것 같아.
One mistake, and they'll swamp you. I've seen 300-pound men eaten alive. I once saw a Portuguese wrestler crushed by a net that ripped. It's the sheer
그런이한지
volume of
모르겠네.
them. Brutal. Brutal business.
You learn a new thing every day.
Exactly.
See, did I ever tell you boys that I once thought about going to sea? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the
한
honest
번은
truth
바다로
is that
나가려고
I was
했다.
in love with the captain's wife.
바다에 나가지 없다는
and she
소리잖아.
was in love with me.
아프리카 어찌 갔노?
Well, we were going to sail to Brazil and raise cattle. But, you know, I got drunk. Missed the boat. I mean, literally missed the boat. By the time I got to the docks.
그 저만은 입에서 나오면 구라네.
Happens. It happens.
When I was younger, I wanted to be a priest. I did, a priest. Didn't know you had to be a Catholic to be a priest. I guess I was always looking for a Messiah. Funny what you find in this life. When I was a kid back east, they said there were dragons in the west.
서부에 용이 산다.
Well, I guess we found them. Found them or made them or
더치 얘기하는 건가?
became them. Oh, these futile lives of petty sin we have lived. What choice did we have, really? Streets weren't paved with gold. There's poverty in Europe, there's poverty here. Only here, you can stick a gun to someone's head. Take what you want. That was the only difference.
You know, when I was a little boy, some men came to my village. They accused 5 men of spreading rebellion and heresy.
There's a spy here for you,
They
Arthur.
took them into the streets, stripped them naked,
castrated them and
어휴.
fed them to the pigs while the rest of the village was forced to watch. One of those men was my uncle. Another was a friend of my parents. And you know what those men had done? They had suggested that the men of the village demand a fair wage from the local landowner. That not that he share all that he had, just that he give enough that the people might live. Of course, Mexico could be a land of plenty. But the people with the power there? They rather kill than share the smallest little piece.
어디 가나 똑같은 거 아이가?
All my life, I think about this. Most people are thieves because they steal the lives and the hopes of others.
My mama died when she had me, and my daddy was gone by the time I was 8. I was on my own after that.
지금 혼자 아니잖아.
I was 11, first time I shot a man. His fault, but then we all think that all the time. I thought God himself would come down and take vengeance on me for what I had done, but that ain't happened yet. Sometimes I wish it would. Well, I guess we'll be all right. We got Dutch. If there's anyone I reckon could convince good old St. Peter he got it wrong, it's Dutch. Aw. We weren't that bad. Come on. Let us in. Let us in. Let us in so we can rob you blind, just like every other unfortunate along the way.
Let me tell you boys
또
a
구라친다.
story. And when old uncle was just a little boy,
어.
back when they called me nephew.
구라 한번 들어보자.
Not uncle. My real uncle, Uncle Jeb, my mother's brother's cousin, he was kind of funny. One of those men you didn't want to be left alone with on account of him doing, well, you know what I mean. Not right with young men. Anyways, he wanted to take me fishing. Now, I didn't want to go, because if there's one place men act funny, it's around fish. Oh, anyways, he tried to take me. All week long, he's telling me to come, and in the end, I sent my brother's friend, Ned, instead. Go. I never liked Ned much either. I figured, well, they could do the damnedest to each other. Turns out they did. Only weren't Jeb drowning Ned like I reckon, but Ned, he went and, well, stabbed Jeb right in the moneymaker. Turned him into Aunt Jemima. No word of lie.
이건 진짜 같다.
Hey, Arthur. Howdy, fellers. Arthur, I ain't sure I understood a word of that.
Oh, I'm lost on you fools.
Well, you're lost, that's for sure. Anyway, I won't disturb you.
Yippers.
I ever tell you boys about the time I was hanged?
아니요.
Oh, I think so. Tell us again.
Sure. So I got caught doing something or other. I was just a kid, 17, 18, long before I met Dutch. I was newly an orphan. Anyway, I got caught by some hill country sheriff stealing a chicken, I think it was. And he decided I was going to be hanged for it.
다 훔쳤다고?
For a chicken?
Yes. Only some folks thought it was unfair. And at the hanging, there was a riot. They went to lynch me. But someone I never saw, he shot the rope clean through. Instead, they hanged the sheriff. And I got away with nothing more than a sore neck.
Was you scared?
Absolutely petrified.
누가 보여줬지?
Enough.
Mr. Pearson. Arthur. That last stew I had was pretty damn good. Oh, really?
Glad to be out of that cold and sat here.
Good to see you.
Wonder how many more evenings like this I'll have. Anyone know? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. I'm not going to see much more in another couple of years. Maybe 5. My daddy lived until he was 75. Life is sin and
75
debauchery that would make an emperor
많이
blush.
살았네 그러면.
He was a bigamist 3 times over. Reckoned he had 100
자식이
children.
100명이다? 그 100명 중 한 명인가 그러면? 아니 왕보다 더한데
I only
100명이면?
saw him 3 months in my entire life. And my God, did I love that man. Never met a
왕보다
finer.
더한데?
Anyway.
I would love to meet the man behind the man.
Well, if you do, remind him he has a son.
Okay.